Let's prepare on torsion. So first, what is torsion means? The moment that is applied along the longitudinal axis. So along means the torsion will be along the axis, but the plane, if you see in particular the plane, means it will be applied perpendicular to the longitudinal axis. Okay. So if this is the shaft means, this will be your longitudinal axis. Okay. So how the torsion will be occurring here is like this. It will be occurring. So it's like a rotational thing. Okay. So this is only torsion. It always develops the shear stress in that member. So this is also an important point. And this torsion is equal to the force into R. So this R is nothing but it is the radius of the shaft. And then this formula is very important. So similar to the simple theory of simple bending, here is a formula relating some elements. So based on this formula only, all the calculations related to this torsion will be done. So T by J is equal to C theta by L, which is equal to tau by R. So here T is the torque applied, J is nothing but the polar moment of inertia I have already studied, and C is the rigidity modulus, or we can call it as G also. Then theta will be your twist of the cross section, L will be the length of the shaft, tau is the maximum shear stress that is occurred in the shaft due to the torsion, and R is the radius of the shaft. Okay. And then what is torsional stiffness means? It is the ratio of this torque applied to the angle of twist. Okay, so this T by theta. So relating these two components alone, they have made this formula T by theta is equal to Cj by L. So if they ask torsional stiffness in the question means it should go for this formula. And the next important formula is power calculation. So for running a shaft, how much power is needed, like that they will be asking. So the formula is 2 pi nt by 60. So here only n and t are the values we have to apply. N is nothing but the rotation per minute of the shaft. Okay, so it should be in rpm, and t is the torque, we know that. So when you apply this, you will be getting the answer in terms of watts. And another important point is, if they are asking in terms of horsepower means, you should divide the value by 746, because 1 metric horsepower is equal to 746 watts. Okay. So here I have given the diagram for the torsion. That is, if you are taking a circular shaft, the torsion will be like this only, the torsion diagram. So it will be maximum at the outer edges and it will be minimum at the inner side. So it means that the inner part, which is nearer to the center, so it doesn't take, or it doesn't provide more resistance for this torsion. So always a hollow shaft is better, because the inside portions are not actually working to its full capacity, so it is not necessary. So taking out that part is called as the hollow shaft, where we will be having inner side empty, no. So always it is more beneficial and economical than the solid shafts. Okay, so this is the diagram representing the torsion for a circular shaft, whereas in shear stress the diagram will be like this. Okay, so it will be 0 minimum at the ends and it will be maximum at the neutral axis, but in the torsion it is reverse. In the in the center it is 0 and at the ends it is maximum. And then the section modulus. So here it is equal to J by R. In the previous section also you will be studying the section modulus, but here it is particularly for meaning the polar modulus for this torsional. So we call this as torsional section modulus. Okay, so here tau will be proportional to torque will be proportional to Zp. In the previous case we will be studying the moment or the strength will be proportional to the section modulus. Here in terms of torsion it is given, so that is the difference. Then torsional rigidity means it is the product of the C into J, that's all. So its unit is kilogram centimeter square. Then the angle of twist theta is equal to, again with that previous formula only they have equated this TL by CJ. So if they ask angle of twist in the question means, you can directly go for this formula. And then if the shafts are connected in series means, the torque will be same. Okay, so if they are connected in series means, the applied torque in each shaft will be same only, so that the theta will be changing. So you should take theta will be equal to theta 1 plus theta 2, that is the whole theta will be equal to this one. But in the case of parallelly connected means the theta will be same, the angle of twist will be same, but the torque experienced by each shaft will be differing. So in that case you should equate this formula where total torque is equal to T1 plus T2 like that. So these also important because in some questions they will be asking some 2 or 3 shafts are connected seriously and the theta value or T value will be asking there. And then comes the combined bending and torsion. So here it is due to the combination of these both how the changes will be occurring. So let us see that. So when the bending stress will be normally equal to sigma, that is equal to m by z. We know that already. So here z is nothing but it is pi d cube by 32 for a circular shaft, because in torsion section we are talking about the circular shaft only. Okay, and then what is shear stress means? We denote it as tau, which is equal to the torsion by zp in terms of this torsion lesson. So here it is pi d cube by 16, the torsional section modulus. Okay, so keep in mind these two formulas. Okay, so because we will be taking the ratios of these formulas in the next steps. So now the position of plane. So now we are just relating all these values similar to the Mohr circle. We have drawn Mohr circle in the first chapter, no? So with the principal stresses, principal plane and angle, everything will be doing the similar thing here. So here the position of plane will be tan 2 theta, which will be equal to the ratio of the torsion by moment. So as we saw in the previous, the torsion will be equal to pi d cube 32 by this sigma, no? In the moment case it is pi d cube by 16. So when you take the ratio, automatically it will be 2 tau by f. So sigma only I have written as f here. So it is 2 tau by sigma. Okay. Then the maximum shear stress. In the Mohr circle for the simple stresses also we will be studying the maximum shear stress as the radius of the Mohr circle. No? So here again it's the combined effect of both moment and torsion. It is 16 by pi d cube into root of m square plus t square. Then the principal stresses are sigma 1 and sigma 2. So it is again the same thing, 16 by pi d cube into m plus root of m square plus t square. So this is an extra element here, whereas in the sigma 2 it is minus here. So that's the only difference here. And the next is the equivalent torque. So when you are converting this moment and torque to an equivalent torque alone means this is the formula. It is equal to root of m square plus t square alone. When you are converting to equivalent bending moment means it is half m plus root of m square plus t square. Okay, and then comes the strain energy due to torsion. So this is also an important thing. They have asked many times in the objective questions. For solid shaft and the hollow shaft they are given. So U is equal to T square L by 2 Cj. We know everything. Torsion, length of the shaft, rigidity modulus, and J is the torsional section modulus. So which will be also equal to tau square by 4c. So when you are equating with that formula, T by J, that formula, no? So when you are comparing that, you will get this formula, tau square by 4c into volume. Whereas in the hollow shaft, the same formula only, but extra of this d square plus d square, that is included here. So it is d square plus d square by the capital D square. It is the outer diameter and the inner diameter into the volume. Thank you and keep watching for the next lecture on slope and deflections.